scientific article in that it's more of a blog post. It's really easy to read, but if you're interested in it, that's there for you. But basically what they did is they used EEG, which is a way of recording the electrical activity in the brain, to actually look at what's happening when someone does hypnosis. And basically what they showed, to sort of put it in a nutshell, is that when you engage in hypnosis, you slow your brain waves down. So on a normal daily basis, we have so let's say a medium energy wavelength. They've got specific scientific names, but we don't need to go into that. When you're asleep, your brain waves slow down. And the only way that was comparative to when you're under hypnosis would be if you actually went into a coma. So that is how much the hypnosis can slow those brain waves down. And what this does for you is it allows your subconscious mind to actually be able to take in these new suggestions that we're creating. So I've put there on the slide, when we're stressed or anxious, the brain waves are much, much higher. So for example, using this when you're at a show, it just gives you that time to just slow everything down, get everything back into perspective. But on a slightly deeper level, it's allowing your subconscious to come in. So those of you that have listened to a few of my talks before will probably know this, but I'll just repeat anyway, is that your subconscious mind is a lot quicker than your conscious mind. So the things that you want to do, like I want to go and do my dressage competition, or I want to go and do my show jumping course very confidently, that's your conscious mind saying, I'd like to do this thing. And when you sit down logically and you think about it, you can tell yourself all the reasons why that can definitely happen. But your subconscious mind that's the habit. So it pretty much runs on autopilot because it's subconscious. Yeah. So you're not thinking about what that's doing. It's just running all the time. So this is what I was saying, in that your thoughts are creating the behaviors, which are creating the habits, which is creating essentially who you are, your character and how you're behaving. Yeah. And that will keep running and running and running unless the conscious mind can come in and interrupt it, which we can do sometimes. But the science says that even quite a highly trained athlete would still be running about 80% on autopilot. So if you imagine the likes of me, I'm probably about 90%, maybe probably way more at times when I'm stressed. Yeah. So what this is just doing is it's slowing everything down and letting your unconscious mind take in those suggestions that normally we're too busy to think about. Yeah, everyone feeling okay about that? So just a little sort of slide here. So I've sort of put this jumping position in because as an example of one of the things you might be saying is, lower leg forward, or stomach out after the jump. It can be anything that you feel would be really helpful for you to remember. It might be more of a mindset thing that you would just like to use the hypnosis to have a more confident being. It doesn't have to be a specific thing, but you can use that for you. So I've sort of said this already, we're on autopilot all of the time. And when we're scared, we're stressed, anxious, busy, we don't have the brain space to adopt these new ideas. So it's about slowing it all down. It's I've said this already, it's about someone reminding us, like in a lesson. But another good example is sort of, I don't know how many of you have got children, but I haven't got children actually, but just from teaching, I sort of know this about the kids, about them, in that if, say they're going to come home from school and they're just going to go straight upstairs, put their PlayStation on, they haven't put their shoes away, they haven't put the coat away, they haven't, thought about anything else, they've just put the PlayStation on, let's say, and then you would probably step in and say, hang on a minute, let's just put your shoes away and let's just put your coat on the actual rack rather than in the middle of the living room, and then you can go and you can play your PlayStation. And you've acted as the interrupt there for that child. But as we grow up, we don't tend to have that. And more and more and more, we can just get wound into our own busy routine, and we don't often have someone there to interrupt that pattern. So it's just about giving yourself that bit of time and that bit of self-care, if you like, to put that interrupt in there. So I've just popped